Hello dear children, how are you all? Hope you all are fine and doing well. My name is Naresh, welcome to our channel Physics Plaza. Children, in a previous session we discussed numericals based on specific heat capacity and heat capacity and even principle of calorimetry. In today's session, what we are going to do, we are going to discuss a very simple topic is what actually change of state. Children, before getting to the topic, let us recall the important definitions which we have discussed so far. So, in that calorie, heat capacity, specific heat capacity, principle of calorimetry are very important. Children, what is calorie? Come on, recall once. What is calorie? How it can be defined? Yes, the amount of heat energy required to change the 1 gram of water from 14.5 degrees Celsius to 15.5 degrees Celsius is called 1 calorie. Then what is thermal capacity? Children, thermal capacity is also called as heat capacity. It depends on mass of the substance and as well as nature of the substance. So, how can we define? The amount of heat energy required to raise the temperature of whole body by 1 Kelvin or 1 degree Celsius is called thermal capacity. Next, we discuss the very important one, specific heat capacity. Children, when we define thermal capacity or heat capacity per unit mass, that only we can call it as a specific heat capacity. In another way, how can we define? The amount of heat energy required to change the unit mass of a substance. Children, it's very important, it's a keyword here, it's a unit mass of a substance by 1 degree Celsius or 1 Kelvin. I repeat once, the amount of heat energy required to change the unit mass of a substance by 1 degree Celsius or 1 Kelvin is called specific heat capacity. Children, specific heat capacity does not depend on mass. It only depends on nature of the material. Means for a given material, specific heat capacity is same. For a given material, specific heat capacity is same. The children, here I want to add one important point. Okay, the specific heat capacity is same for a given substance, but for a given matter, for a given substance, will it be changed when it can change from one state to another state? Of course, that we are going to discuss today. And what will happen to the specific heat capacity during the change of state? Will it be 0? Will it be infinity? Or will it have any other certain value? That also today we will have discussion. And next, the important one which we have discussed, principle of calorimetry. Children, it is also called as principle of method of mixture. It is based on law of conservation of energy. It says that heat energy lost by the hot body is equal to the heat energy gained by the cold body, as there is no heat loss to the surroundings. Children, these are the very important definitions which we have to remember. Okay, fine. Now get into our topic, today's topic, change of state. Children, we know that matter can exist in 3 states, that is solid state, liquid state, gaseous state. By changing the, dear children, for example, we have water. For example, in your hand you have a solid, let us say. By changing the physical conditions, we can change into liquid state, and then from liquid state to gaseous state also we can change. And a reverse process also can be done. For example, some ice cubes, you can take some ice cubes in a bowl and place on a burner. When you heat that with the help of burner slowly, what happens? Ice starts melting, and after that we will obtain water. Still we are heating further. Then what happens? Water may boil. After that it gets converted into vapor state. So during this process, heat is absorbed. So after obtaining water vapors, for example, if heat is removed, then what happens? When water vapors are cooled, it gets converted into again liquid state, that is a water. Again when we cool that water, when the water is cooled, again we get again solid, that is the ice we will get, children. So this is a physical change, this is a cyclic process. To have a better understanding, let us have a look here, children. So here, solid to liquid, liquid to gas. Let us see here. So before going to that, let us see what actually change of state. So far whatever we discussed, that substance, its state can be changed from one state to another state, but at a constant temperature, is called change of state, or it is also called as change of phase. the process of change of matter from one state to another state at a constant temperature. Children, here at a constant temperature is a mandatory. At a constant temperature, this is very important. At a constant temperature is called change of state. Children, what is change of state? The process of change of matter from one state to another state at a constant temperature is called change of state or change of phase. Children, the process of change from solid state to liquid state at a constant temperature is called melting. Is called what, children? Melting. Means during melting what happens? Solid changes into liquid. Happens at a constant temperature. Whereas the change of liquid state to gaseous state at a constant temperature is called, we remove heat from the gas or vapors, what will happen? Again we will obtain liquid state. So this process only we can call it as a condensation. So further, if we can cool liquid, so we obtain solid state is called freezing. But dear children, sometimes some substances such as ammonium chloride, camphor and naphthalene balls, this what will happen? Directly they will change from solid state to gaseous state without involvement liquid state. So this process from solid state to gas state we can call it as a sublimation. Whereas the reverse process of sublimation, that is conversion of gaseous state to solid state directly without involvement of liquid state, is called solidification. We can call this as a solidification. Children, this is how actually the change of state. Children, this is only because of what? By changing the physical conditions. We can, means same matter can exist in a different states just by exchange of what? Actually heat. Means heat might be absorbed or heat might be rejected. Based on that only. Children, I repeat once here. The change of solid state from solid state to liquid state is called melting. Whereas gaseous state to liquid state we can call it as a condensation. Whereas change of liquid into solid is called actually freezing. But teacher, don't forget, these all are happening at a constant temperature only. Whereas the change from direct change from solid to gaseous state we can call it sublimation, and a reverse process of sublimation we can call it as a solidification. It's a very important. Children, here one very important. Just beginning of this session only I asked you one question. Of course, specific heat capacity depends on the nature, no doubt about it. So means whether you can take a 10 grams of water, 100 grams of water, the specific heat capacity is same only. But when we can change the state, for example, when heat is rejected from water, what will happen? We will get ice. Whereas when heat is given to the water, what happens? We get a vapor. But in a vapor state, in a solid state, in a liquid state, does the water have same value of specific heat capacity? No, children, it is not that. Very important. Let me tell you here. So let us take here is the solid state of water is ice and the liquid state is a water. Whereas gaseous state we can call as a vapor. Let us say it's a vapor. Children, the specific heat capacity of water we all know that is 4200 joule per kg Kelvin. But whereas the specific heat capacity of ice is 2100 joule per kg Kelvin. Then what about specific heat capacity of water vapors? It is approximately 1992 joule per approximately, this value little bit changing, kg Kelvin. So children, with this it is clear that the matter in a different states will have different specific heat capacity. It's very, very important. You cannot think as we only converted water into ice, definitely it will have same specific heat capacity. It is not that. So same matter in a different states will have different specific heat capacity. We will discuss melting in depth. We will discuss melting and freezing. Melting and freezing. What is a melting and a melting point, and what is a freezing and freezing point? Children, so here is the ice. It is ice at a 0 degree Celsius. It is a ice. So here when we start heating it, what happens? Ice starts melt at 0 degree Celsius. So the melting point of ice almost still, children, 0 degree Celsius. So it will convert 0 degree Celsius ice to 0 degree Celsius water. 0 degree Celsius ice to 0 degree Celsius water. Children, it's very important. See this here. During change of state, what is happening? Temperature remains constant, but there is change in state. There is a change in state. Children, it's one very important thing which we have to notice, that during a change of state, is there any change in temperature? Of course, no, there is no change in temperature. Then how the average kinetic energy of molecule gets affected, just you think? Children, in a previous classes which we have discussed, and we know that the temperature is equal to the average kinetic energy of molecules of the substance, which means what? More the temperature, more the kinetic energy, average kinetic energy. Less the temperature, less the average kinetic energy. But here what is happening here? There is no change in temperature. Children, as there is no change in temperature, there is no average kinetic energy of molecules of the substance. Very, very important, children. During the change of state, there is no change of average kinetic energy of molecules of the substance. But during the state, what changes? What is happening here? There is a change in the configuration. There is a change in the intermolecular distance among the intermolecular distance and the force of attractions, all these things. So definitely there will be a change in potential energy. Children, here especially in this like during melting, there is no change in kinetic energy. There is no change in kinetic. But whereas the average potential energy, children, the average potential energy of molecules of a substance increases. Children, we have to note down. Please note down. It's very important. During melting, what is happening? There is no change in average kinetic energy of a molecule, whereas the average potential energy of molecules of a substance increases. Okay, teacher, means it's true for all cases, especially the kinetic energy, children. So here during melting, next during boiling, or you can take a during condensation, during freezing. In this all process, the temperature remains constant. So the average kinetic energy of molecules remains constant. Only the potential energy, the average potential energy will be changing. Average potential energy will be changing. Children, fine. Ice starts melt at a 0 degree Celsius. So this process we can call it actually melting. This process we can call it as a melting. But when we remove the heat from water, then what happens? We will get again ice only. This process we can call it as a freezing. Children, here the important thing is that very important thing is that here, what is the melting point of ice here? Melting point of ice is 0 degree Celsius. Then what is the freezing point of water, children? The freezing point of water is also 0 degree Celsius. Children, it's very important. This happens only with the pure substances. In the case of pure substance, in the case of pure material only, what happens? Melting point and the freezing point will be same. At the same time, condensation point also will be there, condensation point. What is a condensation? From liquid state to solid state. Condensation point and a boiling point will be same. Children, I repeat once. In the case of pure substances, melting point, freezing point will be same, and a boiling point, condensation point will be same. And one more very important thing is that, children, for suppose in order to convert ice to water, for suppose it absorbs 100 calorie heat energy. Let us suppose, just example already, children. So here ice absorbs 100 calorie heat energy to convert into water at 0 degrees Celsius. The children, if you want to convert when water, what we can say, what are some same amount of heat is rejected. Even when we convert water at 0 degrees Celsius to ice at 0 degrees Celsius, same 100 calorie heat energy is rejected. 100 calorie heat energy is rejected. The children, this happens with the pure substance. In the pure substance cases, what happens? The amount of heat absorbed and the amount of heat is rejected during the change of state is same. During the change of state is the same. Okay, children? Fine. Now, let us see the heating curve of ice on melting. Children, it's very, very simple and it's a very important examination point of view. It's a very, very important. Let us have a look. Yeah, children, now let us see the heating curve of ice during melting. So, how can we obtain heating curve of ice? Children, in order to understand this, so let us have a small activity where we can take some amount of ice in a beaker, even we can take in a test tube also. Here it is, let us say here is ice is taken, here is ice. So here a thermometer is placed, so that thermometer can read the temperature continuously. Temperature reads the temperature continuously. So let us suppose initially we expect ice is at a 0 degrees Celsius only. So that thermometer reads the same temperature as a 0 degrees Celsius only. And let it be on burner. So that amount of heat is like, it's provided. Slowly the ice which is taken in a beaker gets heated. Children, initially when the time is 0, thermometer reads temperature as 0 degrees Celsius only, 0 degrees Celsius only. Then we start heating it. Dear children, do we expect that entire ice gets converted into water immediately? Of course, no, it's not possible. What will happen? It takes some time. Slowly what happens as we go on providing heat, slowly ice starts melting slowly. So, for every 30 seconds, we have to note down the reading shown by the thermometer. For suppose, we will get up values like this. After 30 seconds, dear children, thermometer will show 0 degrees Celsius only. Even after 60 seconds, it will show 0 degrees Celsius only. Even after 90 seconds, it will show 0 degrees Celsius. Of course, it depends on how much amount of ice you have taken. For example, if you have taken a little bit, only 1 gram of ice, then we no need to wait. And it also depends on how much amount of heat, at what rate we are supplied each. Sorry. So it is completely assumption. So what is, it's my assumption. So it is going to happen. Means of course the values may change little bit here and there. So here what we notice is that actually, dear children, the total ice, till when water, total ice gets converted into water, the temperature remains same here. Means initially it is 0 degrees Celsius only. When ice starts melting, there will have a combination of ice and water. Still the temperature is 0 degrees Celsius only until last second of like what we get water, means till whole ice gets converted into water. So there also we notice the temperature, water reading of thermometer as a 0 degrees Celsius only. So here we have to remember one very important, means till whole ice gets converted into water, the temperature remains constant. Once entire ice gets converted into water, then still we are providing heat. Then what happens? Their temperature is increased. Temperature increase might be like a 5 degrees, 10 degrees. It depends. Again, it depends. So let us plot a graph for this. How we will get? Let us see the children. It's very important. So the resultant graph, whatever we are going to get, actually is called heating curve of ice. Children, in order to obtain this, on x-axis we will take a time as it's an independent quantity. And y-axis we will take a temperature. This is a dependent quantity. So here it will be like a 30 seconds, 60 seconds, it is 90 seconds, and let us say it's a 120 seconds. Might be you can take. It depends. Children, already I told you. It depends on how much amount of ice you are taking. And it depends at what rate we are providing heat. That's very important. Okay, fine. So it may be like a 5, 10. Let us take a 15 degrees Celsius, 20 degrees Celsius. Children, initially the temperature, the thermometer is reading temperature is 0 degrees Celsius. So here it will be 0 degrees Celsius. Even after 30 seconds also, it will be at 0 degrees. There is no change in a temperature. Even after 60 seconds, after 90 seconds according to activity what we discussed. I am saying, so till 90 seconds dear children, as there is no change in a temperature, but in this process what is happening children, if we can connect all these dots, what we'll get a straight line coinciding with the x-axis, that is a time axis. Let us say it is a OA, let us name it as a OA. So this represents OA line. What are the graph which we got represents melting. So during this process, so water, this is water plus ice dear children. So both can coexist at the same temperature, at the same state. Okay now. So here during this process dear children, whatever the heat which we are supplying is utilized to change the water substance, to change the matter from one state to another state. Especially in this case, it is used to change the ice to water, but not to rise the temperature. Once entire ice gets converted to water, let us suppose at 90 seconds, till 90 seconds, at 90 seconds, complete ice gets converted to water. Then we have only water. Then still we are supplying the heat. Then what happens, then here the temperature rises slowly. So here this indicates the increase in temperature of water, Children, this is how we can obtain heating curve of ice during a melting. Children, once again I am saying you have to remember one very important thing. During change of state, temperature remains constant. So then whatever the heat which we are providing during change of state is utilized to change the substance from one state to another state, but not to raise a temperature. And one more thing is that as there is no change in temperature during the change of state, there is no change in average kinetic energy of molecules of the substance, whereas the average potential energy changes. Especially during melting, the average potential energy of molecules of the substance increases during the melting. It's a very important. Children, next we'll discuss how volume gets affected during melting and on which factors does a melting point depends, whether melting point increases or whether melting point decreases. Let us see here. First we'll see how volume gets affected. So here children, please write down change in volume. Change in volume on melting. Children, we know that actually substances expand on heating, but it is not applicable for all substances. For suppose dear children, let us take a wax. So here at a room temperature, the volume of the wax is around 1.161 centimeter cube. At a room temperature, the volume of the wax is 1.161 centimeter cube. When we raise the temperature, room temperature to around 65 degrees Celsius, then what will happen? Around 65-66 degrees Celsius, wax starts melting. So here when we can can calculate the volume, we will notice it as a 1.166 centimeter cube. So here what is happening? It is a volume of solid wax, and it is what actually after melting. So it is what is happening? Volume is increasing. So in the case of a substance like a wax and lead, what happens? The volume increases during melting. On the other hand, let us see the case of ice. The children, at a 0 degree Celsius, ice can exist in the form of a solid state, no doubt about it. It is a solid, of course, itself is a solid actually. So the volume of the ice at a 0 degree Celsius is around 1.091 centimeter cube. 1.091 centimeter cube. When we start heating it, ice, so it gets converted into water at a 0 degree Celsius, and the the volume of the water at 0 degree Celsius will be 1 centimeter cube. So now you can notice here. So in the case of wax, what is happening on melting? What is happening here? Volume is increasing. Whereas in the case of ice, what is happening during this melting? The volume is decreasing. The volume is decreasing. So the volume means may increase, may decrease. Depends on nature of a substance. Depends on nature of substance. Now let us see how melting point of substance depends on pressure. Whether melting point increases or decreases, let us see the children. So next important thing is, let us see the effect of pressure. Effect of pressure. Effect of pressure on melting. Effect of pressure on melting. Children, here actually we cannot say whether with a pressure melting point increases or decreases, because it depends on the substance. Whether volume is increasing or decreasing during the melting is very important. For suppose, as I told you that wax, in the case of wax, what happens? Volume increases on melting. Volume increases on melting. So in such a case, melting point increases with the pressure. Melting point increases with the pressure. Whereas the substance like ice. So in the case of ice, what happens, dear children? We have just discussed that the volume decreases on melting. So in that case, melting point is inversely proportional to the pressure. Means by increasing the pressure, especially the melting point of ice decreases, whereas by increasing the pressure of wax, the melting point increases. Children, here you have to understand one very important thing. Whether on melting volume increases or decreases. On melting, if volume is increasing, then melting point also increases with the pressure. On melting, if volume is decreasing, then melting point decreases with the pressure. For example, dear children, for every 1 atm rise in atmospheric pressure, the melting point of ice decreases by 0.0072 degrees Celsius. So this is how we have to understand. So children, once again I repeat, in the case of wax, what is happening here? Melting point is increasing with the pressure. Whereas in the case of ice, melting point decreases with the pressure. Means when you increase the pressure, melting point decreases. So here, for every 1 atm rise in atmospheric pressure, the melting point of ice decreases by 0.0072 degree Celsius. Children, now we will see what is the effect of impurities. What is the effect of impurities on this melting and a melting point? Let us see. Children, so let us see effect of impurities. So here is solid. Let us take ice. It is at 0 degree Celsius. Dear children, we expect that ice melts at 0 degree Celsius, no doubt about it. But when we add some salt to it, what happens? Acha, before that, dear children, impurity means what do you think actually? Generally, impurity means we think that something which is a bad. It means we have some negative opinion towards actually impurity. So it is not that, dear children. In terms of science actually, for example, if some amount of salt is added to the water, that salt is an impurity. Whereas some amount of sugar is added to the milk. When we are drinking the milk, before that we will add some sugar. That sugar it is an impurity actually. That is what actually. So what happens when ice is mixed with the salt? What happens, children? Usually ice melts at 0 degree Celsius. Whereas when you mix ice with the salt, this combination, dear children, produces more cooling effect. In fact, this we can call as a freezing mixture. This principle only we can use in the making of actual kulfis. Children, this freezing mixture, as I told you that produces more cooling effect. So due to which what happens, instead of ice getting melted at 0 degree Celsius, it melts at minus 22 degrees Celsius. Children, it's very important. Look at that here. So with the addition of impurities, what is happening? The melting point of ice decreasing. Children, 2 points. Once again, I am going to repeat. When we increase the pressure, the melting point of ice decreasing. First point. The second point, with addition of impurities, the melting point of ice decreasing. In both ways it is decreasing. When you increase the pressure, when you add the impurities, what is happening? The melting point of ice is decreasing. Now we will see what is actually boiling and what is a boiling point, how it gets affected, means on which factor does it depend. Children, what is the boiling here? What is boiling? So as we discussed earlier, what is boiling? The change of state from liquid to vapor at a constant temperature is called boiling. The constant temperature at which liquid changes into vapor is called actually boiling point. Children, for pure water, boiling point will be 100 degrees Celsius. So I can say that at 100 degrees Celsius, it gets converted into vapor. It gets converted into vapor at 100 degrees Celsius. At 100 degrees Celsius. Of course, if heat is rejected, again vapor state to again we will get a liquid state. Dear children, in the case of pure substance, I repeat once again, the boiling point and the condensation point will be same, that is 100 degrees Celsius. During boiling, dear children, if it absorbs 500 calorie heat, for suppose, even during condensation, same amount of heat is rejected. Now, how volume gets affected? During boiling? How volume gets affected during the boiling? Dear children, at 100 degrees Celsius, what is the volume of the water? The volume of the water is 1 centimeter cube. Whereas, when you go on supplying the heat, so that what happens? 100 degrees Celsius water can get converted into 100 degrees Celsius vapor. So, the vapor which is at 100 degrees Celsius for same amount of mass, its volume will be 1760 centimeter cube. Children, look at here. Water at 100 degrees Celsius, vapor at 100 degrees Celsius. So, look at the change in the volume. So, what is happening? During boiling, the volume is increasing 1 centimeter cube to 1760 centimeter cube. So, this is how actually volume gets affected. Then how boiling point depends on Does the boiling point depends on a pressure, dear children? Of course, yes. So, this we can understand, dear children. In sometimes, especially hill stations. So, whenever we are trying to cook something, on hill stations, so we find it's too difficult to cook the food items in a hill station. The reason is that at a hill stations, the pressure will be low. In the previous classes which we have learned, with altitude, atmospheric pressure decreases. So, due to that, what happens, dear children? Water boils at below its boiling point only. Generally, water should boil at 100 degrees Celsius. But at a hill stations, it may not boil at 100 degrees Celsius. So, below 100 degrees Celsius only, it will boil. So, what happens there? Liquid is getting converted to vapor immediately. So, due to that process, the proper amount of heat is not given to the food items, so that they are not cooked properly. So, to overcome that problem only, they will use actually pressure cookers. As children, here, let me make a few statements. You have to tell out of this 4 statements which is true actually. So, the first statement is boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius, whereas boiling point of water is 90 degrees Celsius, whereas third point is boiling point of water is 125 degrees Celsius, whereas boiling point of water is some 115 degrees Celsius. Children, come on, think out of these 4, which statement is true? First one, second one, third one, fourth one. Which one? The children, surprise thing is that these 4 are true only. These 4, but not at the same time with the same physical conditions. Okay, now these 4 are same. Means water may boil at 100 degrees Celsius, water may boil at 90 degrees Celsius, water may boil at 125 degrees Celsius and water may boil at even 115 degrees Celsius also. So let us discuss in detail. So how it is possible actually, why water is boiling below 100 degrees Celsius and above 100 degrees Celsius. So first we will discuss the effect of pressure. Children, as I told you that at a hill station it's too difficult to cook the food items. The reason is that water boils at below 100 degrees Celsius, means their pressure is less, so boiling point also less only. To overcome that problem only, we use actually pressure cookers. Dear children, in a pressure cookers, water boils at more than 100 degrees Celsius. Why water is boiling more than 100 degrees Celsius only? Why it is happening, dear children? It is just because of vapor pressure inside. Children, let us suppose the atmospheric pressure is 1 atm. Then the vapor pressure which is inside the vapor pressure inside the pressure cooker is almost 1.7 times more than that of the normal atmospheric pressure. So as the vapor pressure is increasing inside of the pressure cooker, boiling point also increases. So usually inside of a pressure cooker, dear children, water may boil around at 120 degrees Celsius to 125 degrees Celsius. So if somebody will tell you that water boils at 125 degrees Celsius, don't come to the conclusion by saying that it is wrong. No, it depends on pressure. You have to think. So there you have, if somebody is saying that water boils at 125 degrees, then it might be, pressure is increased, So with pressure, boiling point increases. When we decrease the pressure, boiling point decreases. Still, it's very, very important. So here, boiling point is directly proportional to the pressure. Boiling point is directly proportional to the pressure. Now let us see how impurities will show effect on boiling point. How it will show effect on boiling point? Let us see the children. So let us see the impurities. Effect of impurities. For suppose the children, at a normal, at a pressure and normal physical conditions, water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. No doubt about it. So for this water, the children, so usually it boils at 100 degrees Celsius. For this water, if you can add some salt, then what happens, dear children? The boiling point is increased. Means instead of getting boiled at 100 degrees Celsius, water will boil at more than 100 degrees Celsius. Dear children, this is the reason why, the professionals, professional cook will be, cook all these things, they will be adding salt during cooking only, not after cooking. So as they can add salt during cooking, what happens, the boiling point of that, water content is increased. So for a long time, what happens, water, the heat which is given is continuously given to the food items, due to which food is cooked properly. And even, dear children, if you can take a seawater, when you try to boil, do you think that seawater will boil at 100 degrees Celsius? Of course, no. Seawater is expected to boil at 115 degrees Celsius. Why? What is the reason? Because in seawater, many impurities such as salts, chlorides will be there. So due to that, boiling point increases. Okay, children, fine. Let me repeat. Here are the 3 points which we discussed. During boiling, what is happening? Volume is increasing. First point. Second point, boiling point is directly proportional to pressure, which means what? When pressure is more, boiling point is increasing. When pressure is less, boiling point is decreasing. And next, third one is impurities. So with addition of impurities, dear children, the boiling point of water also increases. Boiling point of water also increases. Okay, children, fine. Now let us see the heating curve of water, dear children. During boiling, heating curve of water. It's very, very important, dear children. Heating curve. Heating. Children, so in order to understand that, let us take some amount of water in a beaker. Usually it is at room temperature. Let us say it's 25 degrees Celsius. Now in this, a thermometer is placed so that thermometer can read the temperature continuously. Let us suppose for every 30 seconds or every 20 seconds, what it may be. And this setup is placed on burner so that heat is supplied at a constant rate. So children, initially what happens, let us see. With the time we can see how temperature modified. So initially when the time is 0, let us suppose, the time is 0, at a time 0 seconds. the temperature is at 25 degrees Celsius already. So water can exist at a 25 degrees Celsius at a normal physical conditions. So as time passes here, slowly we are heating, then what happens, after every 30 seconds, so it may be like 25, for example 35 degrees Celsius, some 45 degrees Celsius. So slowly it increases when it reaches 100 degrees Celsius. But after reaching 100 degrees Celsius, what's happened, the water starts boiling, and though the time passes here, there won't be any change. We notice that there won't be any change in the boiling point, that is 100 degrees Celsius. We cannot find any change. Means that particular point, what is happening? Water is getting converted into vapor. So during that process, whatever the heat which we are supplying the children is utilized to change the water into vapor, but not to increase the temperature. So for this, let us try to make a graph. Let us try to plot a graph by taking time and x-axis, whereas temperature on y-axis. So what we get, children? So here is a time and here is the temperature. Here is 0, some 30 seconds, 60 seconds, some is 90 seconds. Let us take here is a 120 seconds. So it might be some 20, 30. Okay, why it is like that? Well, let us make it as like some 20, 40, 60, 80. It is 100, some 120, like that. So initially the temperature of water is 25 degrees Celsius. Let us say somewhere else, here it is. So here, as time increases, what is happening here? We are providing the heat continuously, due to which what happens, the temperature of water continuously rises. It rises. But when it reaches 100 degrees Celsius, at this particular point, we notice that there won't be any change. So here it is O, A, B, let us say. So here AB line, what does it represent? It represents actually boiling here. So this is a temperature at which we are talking about pure water starts boiling. Means during this situation, so during this process, whatever the heat which we are providing is utilized to change the substance from liquid state to gaseous state, but not to increase the temperature. Children, this is how actually we can get the heating curve of water during boiling. Please note down. Next session we are going to discuss about what is a latent heat and what is the specific latent heat, and we are going to discuss even consequences of high specific latent heat of ice actually. Thank you so much, children. Have a great day. Bye bye.